Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Umi Genevieve, Lace in Space Constellations on LSD. Thanks for being here with me. You could have been anywhere else and you decided to be here with me, so thank you. Once again, before I start, I have to show that gratitude. Thank you for the sessions. Thank you for the motivation. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for just being here with me because I love it. I love it here, and I'm happy you are here. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. So today I wanted to talk about Jupiter and Saturn. There's going to be a great conjunction December 21st, 2020. As you can see, many astrologers and many people who are interested in astrology are talking about that. So I want to talk about the Jupiter and Saturn blessings, setbacks, and just how overall how the energy is similar and how it contrasts, right? So December 21st, there's going to be a great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. And like I even went to look at it on an astronomy level, right? With just planets in general. Now, both Jupiter and Saturn are gas giants. So that's one of the things that they share similar. Also, they both have the most moons in the whole solar system. So Jupiter had the most, Jupiter exalted in Cancer, and then now Saturn has surpassed it with the most moons, but this has been recently. But Jupiter usually has the most moons energy. As you can see, it's exalted by Cancer. Now, in astronomy, if Saturn and Jupiter were to come together, they would collide. That means the gravity on Earth would now be off. It would just be completely off. The two planets would merge together and make a dwarf planet. But this is the thing with Jupiter. Jupiter, if you know, is the fallen star. That's what they call it. They call it the fallen star because it's just like the sun. It's just like the sun. It just doesn't have the type of temperature that the sun needs for it to be in that kind of energy. So they call it the fallen star. And like it's a fire planet. The sun, Leo energy is great and the fire energy is usually great in that energy, but it's like the sun. And as you see with Jupiter placements, like traits, it's about abundance, blessings, faith, shining, you know, that whole energy there. And yes, abundance. So I looked at it from esoteric level, that if these two gas giants collided, it would make a lot of, like, you know, air energy. You know what I mean? It would be an explosion of air energy, an explosion of society. It would collide into a dwarf planet, a new world. And that's what people are saying that's happening, you know, December 21st, when it happens. That it's going to be a whole new world, that Jupiter colliding with Saturn is going to literally be an explosion of some sort. And that's really what would happen. Esoterically, it's the same thing if you look at it, if you search it up. So now let's talk about Jupiter blessings, Saturn blessings. Now with Jupiter, Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces, mutable energy. Saturn is a cardinal energy. So you know it's exalted by Libra, and it rules Capricorn, and it's ruling in Capricorn. It co-rules Aquarius, but we're going to stick with Capricorn right now, right? So this is mutable energy. This is cardinal energy. It starts shit off. Capricorn energy starts off the winter solstice, right? So with this energy right here, when we have Jupiter, let's look at it. Jupiter is a yearly transit. So every year Jupiter transits. It takes 12 years to go full circle. So 12 years for your next Jupiter return, right? Boom. It's about knowledge and growth. It's about knowing more. It's exalted by Cancer. It's about really finding that emotional tranquility, that peace, Pisces. That peace, Sagittarius, philosophy, religion. It's also similar to the sun, like we was explaining, because Jupiter has hydro and helium, just like the sun. It just doesn't have the temperature that the sun should have. So that's why it's called the fallen star. It also rules the ninth house of faith. Sagittarius is mutable, so it's a changeable energy, right? So through faith, through it wanes, it's changeable, but it needs to stay steady through that emotional, Jupiter exalted in Cancer, that through that emotional resonation, knowing that, you know, that there's motions through time, Cancer versus Saturn, Cap. So it's that whole energy there. Also, with people who are extremely philosophical, I can't even say that word, or, you know, religious, or just have some sense of belief that they want to push. They're trying to change your mind into that understanding. So it's mutable. Religions really try to change you, try to get that mind moving, trying to process something to bring some different direction, which Sagittarius energy and Pisces energy will know very well. Now with Jupiter, Jupiter is about the laws. Jupiter is law. Like as we see now, Capricorn is in Jupiter's in Capricorn, and what is also in Capricorn? Saturn. What's the big focus right now? The election, laws, programs that we're looking for, because Jupiter bring abundance. So what kind of laws fit the kind of lifestyle, Gemini, the type of, that fits my mentality, fits my everyday, activities, fits me, Gemini, that whole Gemini energy. So this is the whole energy with the laws. With Jupiter, it's more giving you a set of rules. That's why it can be religion. Thou shalt not steal, or it could be the Constitution, things like that. Now, when we move to Saturn, Saturn is a little different. It does bring abundance. It does bring breakthroughs. But now it's more about discipline, hard work. So Saturn's like exalted in Libra. I'll give you what you want if you give me what I want. So it's a little different right here when you come into Saturn. So now let's look at Saturn. Saturn transits every 2.5 years, 2.5 years. It takes, if you multiply that by 12, it gets full circle. It goes full circle every 30 years, right? So it's about discipline and growth. It's about, to work harder. It's strength. It's being strengthened, Saturn, by Venus energy, knowing that in order to have things in life, you have to be able to find some sense of balance or be able to compromise something to get something back with that whole energy. It's about social tranquil, because why? Exalted in Libra, ruling Capricorn. When you have rank and you have status and you have ambitions and things that have been set in some sense of accomplishments, you feel good about when you go around people. You feel good, socializing. You feel good about yourself. You feel valuable. So having that, also again, it rules that whole 10th house energy. Now, the difference between these is that they both can give immense amount of blessing, but one is more based on faith and one is more based on actual hard work body. So that's that whole dynamic there. But both can bring a lot of blessings. Saturn in that whole negotiation of, what you're willing to compromise on and what you're willing to discipline yourself in, it'll give you something. It could bring immense breakthroughs. Example, Saturn came into Capricorn in 2017. I can bet on it. Many Capricorns since the year of 2017 have probably felt a shift in their careers, a shift in their rank, maybe have been working hard on some goals and now are starting to see the blessings. You reap what you sow. That's Saturn. Maybe, but since it is Saturn, maybe the emotional life and the more vulnerable parts of life and just, like that identity factor may be struggling. But your ambitions and your goals probably are moving right now in the last 2.5 years, since 2017, because of the fact that Saturn is home. It's here to give people the blessings that have actually been putting in that work. Now, Jupiter is a little different, because Jupiter is energy when you're like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, this gotta be God. Or when you win the lottery, or when you win a car on a game show, Gemini energy. You use a skill set or a mindset to kind of get abundance beyond your wildest dreams. That whole energy there. So it's a little different there. Faith can do that to you. Like astrology can make people feel like that. Jesus Christ, things like Christianity, all types of religions, yoga, things like yoga. It's a little different with yogas. Well, yes, yogas. The only reason why I wanted to add that is because, you have to put that aspect of Virgo into it. But when you look at the aspect Mercury and Jupiter, Pisces and Virgo, same thing. Yes, all those things, they kind of put you in a place where you can find a sense of freedom from being constricted mentally or through your everyday routines like work and things like that. Jupiter is where you go at. That's why many Sagittarius may feel like they have, or Geminis, because of that Jupiter opposition, may feel that, I'll even throw Virgo in there too, because of that Pisces energy that can be there. But I'll put more so Geminis and Sagittariuses, because they're like, I actually have experience. I've actually gone into the world and, gone to school and, I have actual, doctorates and degrees, but I don't have a peace. My mind is overly stimulated. I'm overly anxious. And it feels like I need to go towards that Jupiter and go towards a more spiritual life, a life that doesn't always have logic, that sometimes just needs you to believe. And that's things Sagittarius can struggle with, or Gemini energy can struggle with their faith. They can feel like their knowledge and what they know about the world, what they've read and experienced, overrides reality, overrides that faith part and that optimism. You know, and it's not like a Saturn energy, which can be a little pessimistic. It's more like, you know, my mind is sometimes, you know, out of control. Like my mind has a mind of its own energy. You know what I mean? So I get anxious. With that, Saturn is the same thing, but different. It's different in that energy where it's like, yes, people can feel the same way, but this is more of like, I need a practical discipline. You know, I need something that, yes, I have the faith. Yes, I have the talents, but now I need to actually put things into actualization and make them real, you know, buildings, you know, legacies, you know, things that can live on and on, a business, whatever. So I need some sense of discipline. I need hard work. I need, and it's crazy because I'll see Saturn people, Saturn energies, go towards more faith faster than Jupiter energy, or like Sag and Gemini. I feel like Capricorns and Saturn dominance will kind of go towards something that gives them that discipline directly. But there's still unfulfillment there because you need Cancer. You need to find why you resonate with this, what kind of vulnerabilities are you trying to tame and discipline within yourself? Or you'll just feel like you never have fun, you never do anything, you're working all the time, you never have good companionships, everything is just a struggle or a restriction. So both bring blessings, huge blessings. Jupiter blessings, like Sagittarius North Nodes, I always push this. Pisces North Nodes, I always push this. You're basically here just to trust faith. Trust faith, go into it and wish for the best. Like really, it's optimism. When you have a Virgo South Node, a Gemini South Node, you worry too much. You are being restricted by self-doubt. Pure self-doubt. You know too much. And now you don't have enough room in that space to actually believe. That's really what it is. Now with Saturn energy is with that whole dynamic of vulnerabilities, of really figuring out what I'm trying to build. Where is it coming from? What does it resonate with? Because then you're just going to be like, you know, the top of rank in some job or working the ladder of success to a place that you don't even emotionally resonate with. That's why a lot of Caps and a lot of Cancers can really, you know, what's sitting in their whole 4th house, 10th house, Aries and Libra. They want to be self-made. They want to have their own homemade business. They want to be making their own money running the show because they know that this ambition has to resonate with a home base. Very protective energies of their family, Capricorns and Cancers, you know, very protective of just that overall matriarch, patriarch, like that ancestral line. These energies are some of them are very close to their grandparents, so they understand that discipline of hard work. That's why you can see them move up the ladder of success, even Saturns. And because Saturn is more of like a dad, like, you know, like them, like my ancestors, people who got to look out for me, they're gonna snatch people out of your life. Capricorn energies, people are just gonna fall like flies sometimes. People you've been cool with for a long time just do something that's completely crazy to you and you can't really fuck with them no more. And it's because Saturn does that. Saturn is the energy where it forces, it just moves it. It really shows you who you are. Sun energy. Remember, Sun and Saturn are arch enemies. So it's that whole energy. Example I love to use. What do people do when they go after their second Saturn return? 60. They go to the sunshine state. You're getting old, so you now need to come into a sense of identity. And that's what Saturn energies, Capricorns, Aquarius sometimes struggle with, because they're like, I got this world, I got this fame, I got this idea of that, but what about my identity? You work on them. Working with these and understanding them will help you get closer to just stabilizing your identity. So thanks, y'all. Love y'all. Lace and Space Constellation on LST. See y'all later.